So let's talk about the way these matches are put together, because we're going to do our very first watch along here on Foley's Pod in just a few minutes. But we've heard in prior episodes that agents weren't as involved back then as they were now. Do you have to run stuff past? I mean, is this all just everybody figures it out when they see it, or are you at least saying we might do this, we might do that?
Man, that's a good question, because I don't remember there being agents in WCW. I know we talked last week about Paul Orndorff, being an agent of sorts. I don't remember guys coming to you and talking to you about your matches. So this is supposed to be my last match before I go out to pasture and get the ear fixed.
Right.
And I'm pretty down to the point where I take that walk from the Clarion Hotel across the parking lot of the venue there outside of Chicago. Rosemont Horizon is what it was called at that time. And it's probably one of just a few arenas that you could leave your hotel and walk across the parking lot to go to. And I see a camera crew in front of us, and whether it was Access Hollywood, it was something along those lines. They want to talk about Missy Hyatt suing WCW. And Max Payne says, there are avenues you have to go through, PR department. I say, what do you want to know? And I guess there's all these emotions going through my body, loss of the ear physically, mentally, and also an idea. Part of me thinks I'm doing this in character as part of the company. And I say the line, if you can dig into Ted Turner's deep pockets, go ahead and do it. And then I think I hit a character line. It's about our past angle with Missy. And the next day I got that call from Eric Bischoff, whether it was the next day or 2 days later. Did you do an interview where you encouraged Missy Hyatt to reach into Ted Turner's deep pockets? And it was like one of those dreams you wake up from and not sure if you're dreaming. It's like, I think I did. Yeah, I think that's clearly a corporate no-no, right? To encourage disgruntled talent to reach into Ted's deep pockets. Yeah, I thought I was in character. I can 100% see how that was not news that was received favorably. But even when we get into the building, I'm just by myself. I remember giving a promo for a news outlet, and big boss man going, whoa, saying are you going through some stuff? Because it was a real sullen down. It was an in-character promo, but the content was surprising. Couldn't tell you what the content was. But I don't know if we talked for more than 30 seconds about that match. We didn't set up a bunch of cool stuff.
Were you at least, I only asked because you made it a point to talk about the right angle to shoot that elbow off the apron.
Right.
Were you giving some sort of heads up to a cameraman?
That night?
Well, just in general, in WCW, would you say, now listen, Jackie, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Jackie Crockett was great with that. He took the low angle shot that I suggested, and he added the shake to it. So it looks like not only am I flying into your living room, but I am rocking.
You're rumbling in there.
The foundation. I would. And I was seen as something of a pain in the neck. Jesse didn't seem to care for my, and JR didn't seem to care for it either. JR had his own, he was in there. No one was locked in more. And I'm not, that's the same me, didn't seem to care. Okay, I get it. When I was trying to tell him what we're trying to get across.
Wait, Jesse and JR would cut you off?
No, this is back when I would say this is what I'm trying to do. I got the feeling that they both like to do things their way. And I'm not looking for this to be controversial, but Jim was he seemed very much,
here's what we do.
Here, he was in his head, no one ever did it better. That was his process. Sure. I don't remember the announcers at that time saying, hey, what are you trying to get across here? Is there any move that we should be looking for? And so we're going to watch along. I'll be surprised. I haven't seen this match in 20 years. But it was a match that came alive right in front of me because it was one of those things that I just wanted to get through. Like I said, very little, if any, talking about spots. And then within the first 2 minutes, I realized, and I can probably be quoted from my own book, that if I don't start fighting back, these guys are going to really injure me. I think it was, a non-gimmicked pool cue over the head.
It's a car crash. I can't wait for us to watch.
But a much more enjoyable car crash. I think this was a 4-star car crash.
This is an unbelievable performance.
Yeah.
Before we watch, though, I don't think the internet and just wrestling fans at large really talk about Jackie Crockett enough. It feels like everybody is quick to talk about Jim Crockett Jr. and, of course, his brother David, who was a big part of the old championship wrestling programming that we saw at 605. But Jackie Crockett was really like the unsung hero because he had a great mind for the business, and he knew, based on everything I understood about Jackie, exactly how to showcase the guys best with the camera. What was your experience with Jackie?
I love Jackie. Yeah, he was really receptive to ideas. Like I said, he'd take what I thought was a great idea, make it even better. And that elbow became a hallmark of what I did, when both my runs there in WCW. So he was a great guy, and he was an easy guy to talk to. I didn't really have a relationship with Jim or David. I knew Jackie. I liked Jackie. He felt like one of the boys, even though he was production. When you and I were listening in a while back to Vince McMahon on the Pat McAfee show, and he's talking about some of the cameramen been there 15, 20 years. I'd say some of them been there 25 years.
Or more.
More. You go in, you see a few of the same faces, man, and they're really good guys because they're going out of their way. On one hand, they're doing their job. But on the other hand, they're taking such great pride in making you look as good as you possibly can.
Miss Stu was probably there when you started, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Still there.
Still there, Stu from Cincinnati.
It's amazing when you think about it.
I remember Stu asking my daughter, he told me later, he asked my daughter, what was it like growing up in a house where you kind of celebrated Christmas all year long? And my daughter went, oh, it was amazing.
That's such an awesome answer.